What do you think an audience that is very well educated, very sort of accomplished in the world, and largely not living in smaller places now, what are the main misunderstandings about what your life is like in the Delta? What would people be surprised by? You know, what are the main barriers to that you would have to explain to people if they came to your part of the country?
Yeah, so I think since like the recent presidential election, I think there's been a lot of narratives around Mississippi, around the Delta, particularly around the population. And so let me tell you, you know, it's a mixed bag of Black, brown, Asian people, as well as our white counterparts. And so I think that's a narrative that has not been lifted up in media. I think we actually need to complicate the narrative and show not only what's working, but also some of the things that are preventing those good things that are working to expand and to increase the impact of our place. And the population of my community is 17,000, but we still have a huge disparity of just kind of everyday amenities. And so our nearest big city is Memphis, Tennessee. That's an hour and a half away. So thinking about me as a rural practitioner, traveling here has been just a heavy toll on me physically, my team, and we're working with. It takes me 3 hours to make a round trip to get to the airport. And I think those are the things that sometimes, you know, other people in other communities overlook. I think the other aspect to this is the work that we're doing specifically in the Delta is around economic justice. We're really trying to address the racial wealth gap that a lot of people have overlooked or have talked about in ways that necessarily don't get to the root of the problem. So we're talking about decades of series of failed policies, but also institutionalized racism and implicit bias that have really created these barriers for people, particularly people of color, to advance in this particular place. And so these are the kinds of narratives, the kinds of stories that are not necessarily becoming the forefront of stories in the larger media.